What is that thing lurking in the murky water? I can see it moving, just beneath the surface, waiting, watching. A chill runs down my spine as I stare out at the lake near our home. There's something sinister hiding in those dark depths. I'm sure of it. I've always loved coming out here to the lake, especially in the summer when the water is warm and inviting. It's peaceful, serene, the perfect place to escape the bustle of everyday life. But lately, I can't shake this unsettling feeling that something is off. It started a few weeks ago. I was out on the dock, dangling my feet in the cool water, when I noticed movement out of the corner of my eye. At first, I thought it was just a fish or a water bird, but then I saw it. A dark shape, undulating beneath the surface. My heart raced as I stared, transfixed, trying to make out what it was. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, it vanished, disappearing back into the murky depths. I told my husband about it that night, but he just laughed it off. "You're letting your imagination run wild again," he teased. "It was probably just a log or a big fish or something." I knew he didn't believe me, but I couldn't shake the unsettling feeling that had settled in the pit of my stomach. Since then, I've been out here nearly every day, scanning the water, searching for any sign of that mysterious movement. And each time I see it, that dark shape just beneath the surface, watching, waiting. It's always gone before I can get a good look, but I know it's out there. Something is lurking in the lake, something sinister. I can't stop thinking about it. What is it? Where did it come from? And most importantly, is it dangerous? The more I dwell on it, the more my imagination starts to run wild. Maybe it's some sort of prehistoric creature, a relic from a bygone era, or perhaps it's something even more terrifying, a mythical water demon come to life. The thought makes me shudder. I've always loved this lake, this quiet oasis just steps from our front door, but now it fills me with a sense of dread. What if that thing decides to come out of the water? What if it comes after me or my family? The idea is enough to keep me up at night, staring out the window, waiting, watching. I know I should just let it go, try to forget about the whole thing, but I can't. It's like an obsession, this need to uncover the truth. I have to know what's out there, lurking in the depths. So today, I'm going to get to the bottom of this, once and for all. I've packed a small bag with a few supplies, a pair of binoculars, a camera, and a sturdy pair of boots in case I need to venture into the water. I'm going to spend the day out here, scanning the lake, searching for any sign of that mysterious creature. I am determined to get a good look at it, to document its existence. And maybe, just maybe, I'll even figure out a way to lure it out of hiding. As I step out onto the dock, the familiar creak of the weathered wood beneath my feet is comforting. This is my domain, my sanctuary. Surely, nothing sinister can lurk in these familiar waters. I take a deep breath, trying to steady my nerves, and scan the lake. At first, everything looks calm and serene. The water is still, the surface undisturbed, but then I see it, a ripple, just a few yards from the shore. My pulse quickens as I raise the binoculars to my eyes, trying to get a better look. There it is, that dark shape, undulating just beneath the surface. I hold my breath, transfixed, as I watch it move effortlessly through the water. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. A sleek, sinuous form that seems to glide rather than swim. I fumbled for the camera, snapping shot after shot, hoping to capture this elusive creature on film. But just as quickly as it appeared, it vanishes, disappearing back into the depths. I lower the camera, my heart pounding. What on earth was that thing? I spend the rest of the day scanning the lake, searching for any sign of the creature, but it remains elusive, evading my every attempt to document its existence. As the sun begins to set, I reluctantly pack up my things and head back to the house, my mind racing. That night, as I lie in bed, I can't stop thinking about what I saw. The image of that dark shape gliding effortlessly through the water is burned into my mind. What is it? Where did it come from? And most importantly, is it dangerous? The next day, I'm back at the lake, determined to get to the bottom of this mystery. I spent hours searching the shoreline, looking for any clues or signs of the creature. And then, just as I'm about to give up, I spot something. It's a footprint, or at least what looks like a footprint, partially submerged in the mud. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. A massive three-toed imprint that seems to dwarf even the largest of human feet. My heart races as I crouch down, examining it more closely. This can't be real, I think to myself. It must be some kind of hoax or maybe just a really big animal print. But as I trace the outline of the imprint with my fingers, a chill runs down my spine. This is no ordinary animal track. This is something else. I spend the rest of the day scouring the shoreline, searching for any other sign of the creature, and that's when I find it. A small, scale-like object, partially buried in the mud. I carefully pick it up, examining it in the fading light. It's unlike anything I've ever seen before. A shimmering, iridescent thing that seems to catch the light in mesmerizing ways. I clutch the scale in my hand, my mind racing. This is real, I realize with a growing sense of dread. This isn't some figment of my imagination. There is something out there, something sinister, lurking in the depths of the lake. I've tried to convince my husband to come out here with me, to see for himself what's lurking in the lake, but he just shakes his head, dismissing my concerns as nothing more than wild imaginings. You're just letting your mind run away with you again, he says, rolling his eyes. But I know what I've seen. I know that there is something out there, something sinister. And then one day I see it. It's clearer than ever before. That dark, sinuous form gliding effortlessly through the water. I raise the binoculars to my eyes, my heart pounding, and gasp in shock at what I see. It's not a fish or a water snake or any other creature I've ever seen before. No, this is something else entirely, a being unlike anything I've ever imagined. It has a long, serpentine body covered in scales that shimmer and glisten in the sunlight. Its head is broad and flat, with a gaping, tooth-filled maw that sends a shiver of terror down my spine. And as it turns towards me, I swear I can see intelligence in its eyes, a cunning, predatory gaze that sends a chill down my spine. This is no simple animal, I realize with a growing sense of dread. This is something far more dangerous. Something sinister. I stand there, frozen, unable to look away, and then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the creature vanishes, disappearing back into the depths of the lake. I lower the binoculars, my hands shaking, and stare out at the still water, my mind racing. As the days pass, my fear only grows. I can't stop thinking about that creature, that sinister being that seems to be watching me, waiting for something. I find myself jumping at every sound, every movement, my eyes constantly scanning the water for any sign of it.